What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to do an alignment on your ATV. It's a really simple job, really easy to do, so let's get into what tools we'll need and go over what we're going to do here. Now you want to do an alignment on your ATV if your front wheels are cocked out too far, if your ATV is not turning as tight as you want it to, or it's turning too tight. So basically what you're doing is adjusting the steering on your ATV. Both your front wheels are either going to be towed in or towed out. So when you're driving, you're up on your ATV, those front wheels are either going to be slightly in or slightly out. On an ATV, we're actually going to adjust them for a slight tow out, so we get a better turning radius and all that. So to get started, you're going to want to make sure that your tire pressure is where you want it. I run mine at about 8 to 10 psi. We're going to run around and make sure all the tire pressures are to the correct tire pressure. And we're also not going to sit on the ATV or lift the front up so we're unloading or loading the suspension any. We just want it to, like you just drove it in the shop and hopped off, you want it to set right like that. You don't want any weight on the racks or to lift the front up so your suspension changes any. That'll change your steering geometry. Then to adjust it, here on my Arctic Cat Altera, we're going to use a 14, a 12, go run around and check the tire pressure, and you're going to need a tape measure to measure the handlebars, and also ratchet straps. I just picked these ones up. These are really nice. I've been really liking these. They're 4,400 pound brake strength, and you get 4 in a pack, so great for power sports. You can strap these down in your trailer and everything, but we're going to use these for a little bit different purpose today. So grab you 2 ratchet straps, and we're going to measure our handlebar distance here to a point on the back. So what we're going to be doing is measuring the handlebars here on both sides to a point back here on the rack, so we get the same distance. This is a 37 here, and then we're going to go to this point over here, 36 and a half, so I'm going to have to go with a 36 and 3/4. I think a 36 and 3/4 is about going to even us up. So I'm going to strap the handlebars so they can't move. You may notice they've got a little bit of play in them. They've got a little play in them, but that is there from the power steering unit before it contacts the power steering. We're just going to get them set in the middle and then strap them down. You don't want to tighten these up too much or you'll crank your handlebars back and bend them back. You'll have to readjust that. Just snug enough that it's not moving the handlebars and it'll hold them tight there. And then I measured from the center of this screw back to this point right here in the rubber where it changes plastic to rubber. That kind of gives you a reference point on both sides. Snug them both up so they're equal and we should be good to go ahead with our alignment. Next thing we're going to measure is from the inside of the tire to this bolt right here. And we're going to make sure that these are even on both sides. 8.5 on that side, and then over here we're 8.5 there. Slightly in on this side. Another measurement I'm going to do here is between the front rim, the front of the wheel rim. I've got 32 and 3/4. Go to the back of this rim, get the measurement from back here. Now what we're looking for is 1/8 to 1/4 of a difference. I'm right under the skid plate here, so 32 and 3/4 there, 3/4-ish there. So I do need to move this one out a little bit. So you want your front wheels to be slightly towed out. 1/8 to 1/4 is the specification on this. So if we just adjust this tire here, I think it needs to be an 1/8 inch on this tie rod. We'll adjust that, move that out slightly, and we should be good. And then we'll just remeasure everything. All right, up and behind here is your tie rod. You've got a little flat space here on the tie rod. Now at the end you have your locking nut, and then up on the inside, the same sort of thing, you've got a locking nut up there. So we're just gonna get in here, get a wrench on here, and undo our locking nut. Now the threads are different up here in the front as they are over here. They're both gonna go the same direction, so just pay attention to that. Once that is loose, loosen that up a little bit. So you're gonna rotate your locking nut forward and loosen up the inside one. All right, now you can see when we adjust this, that tire is gonna move in and out. So we wanna adjust it slightly out. So we'll check that. 8 1/2 exactly. 8 1/2 exactly. Double check our wheel to wheel. So 32 1/2 in the back, 32 5/8 in the front. So we've got that 1/8 inch toe out. So now we'll just hold this tie rod adjuster right where it's at with this wrench, and then tighten up those locking nuts so it doesn't move. So we're gonna hold it with our one wrench and then just tighten up the locking nuts. The only other thing before you tighten up these locking nuts is to make sure your ball joints are in the middle position, so they should be parallel to this position here. And then on the outside one, you just want it to be level with the knuckle right there. So then you can tighten up your nuts. Got your tie rod adjusted. Your wheels should be lined up once you do that. So then you can undo your straps, take those off, then go take it for a test ride. So yeah, these are the nice Algo straps. They've got the working load limit and brake strength right here on the strap. I'll leave these linked down in the description. They've been really good. You can tie down your ATV with them. They also come with this loop strap here. Got that loop in like that, and then you don't get these hooks hooked onto your metal unless you don't care about that. It just can hook right into the strap like that. And you've got this for your tie down on your ATV. Keep your bars nice on your machines. You don't have this hook on there to scratch it up or anything. Once this rubberized stuff comes off, then it's gonna scratch up your rig more. So that's a nice little feature of this. All right, so you may want to adjust your tie rods if your steering feels a little loose. If your handlebars are crooked but you're driving straight, then you may need to adjust it in that case. Or if you've got wear on one or the other of your front tires, then I would look at adjusting your alignment here. And also, if your ATV pulls to one side or the other, that could also be an alignment issue. All right, so I hope this video was helpful for you guys on how to do an alignment on your ATV. It is real similar for a lot of different makes and models, so same procedure basically. Hope this video helped you out. Be sure to like, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Follow along, and I will see you guys in the next video.